Hello, all you crafty cats and kittens. Like I said, I would be restarting my Granny hexicardigan today. Now, we're going to discuss a few things before we get started on the actual crochet. First thing you need to do is choose a yarn. I am going to use Karen Colorama Ogo. Sorry. In color First Blush. I have 4 of these. Now, the second thing you need to do is you are going to need to take one of 2 measurements, or both, so you can figure out how you want to do this. You either need to take your waist measurement or measure from your armpit to your wrist. Whichever one of these you choose, that's the one you go with. Or you can choose a number that's somewhere in between the 2. You can always add a few rows to one side. You can always make something longer. Can't really make it shorter. Because you need to know how big to make your hexicardigan. I usually aim for 22 inches. By the way, that is not my waist measurement, and that is not my arm length measurement. It's somewhere in the middle. And again, it's half your waist measurement. You're going to need some tools. You're going to need a crochet hook that's recommended for your yarn. In my case, I'm using, let's see if I can get it to focus. Probably not. A Susan Bates 6mm crochet hook. You're going to need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. I actually, for this, usually for yarn this size, end up using my plastic one because it's thicker. All right. First, we tie a slip knot. You go around your finger, make an X. I put tail over working yarn. I bring working yarn up onto top of my finger. I then bring my loop that's in back over it, pull my tail, and poof, I have slip knot. Then we're going to do 4 chains to make our circle. So around your hook, pull through. 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 Go through the bottom loop of your first chain. Hook through your yarn, your working yarn, pull it through both. Now, we're going to chain 3 for our first double crochet. We are then going to do a double crochet and a second double crochet And I'm using US crochet terms. Then chain 1, chain 2. Double crochet. Three double crochets. Okay. Now we have 2 granny clusters. We are going to do 4 more granny clusters and meet me back at the here. Okay, now that we have 6 granny clusters, we are going to do a half double crochet to join our 6th cluster to our 1st cluster. This will give us the appearance of starting our next row in the middle of a chain 2 space. We're going to chain up 3 and we're going to start the next row, and we're going to do 1 granny cluster in the first one, and then we're going to do 2 each in the next 5 chain spaces. And when you do that, come back and we'll finish up this row. Do not forget your chain 2, in your corners. We are not chaining in between our chain 2s, the clusters that are going into our chain 2 spaces. We are doing cluster, then skipping over to the chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, in that same chain 2 space. And we're doing that the whole way around. Alright, now I've got 5 corners done. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half. And the half is that first one I started at. See? It's got a cluster. It's got a chain space still, or what looks like a chain space, for me to do my other cluster. So, now that we're at our 6th, we've done 5 and a half, we are going to do another granny cluster right here. Or 3 double crochets. And then we are going to do a half double into the top of our chain 3 to join. And that creates our chain 2 space, and we're starting in the middle. Now, I also am one of the people who obsessively fold my hexagon. And that's where we're going to stop. We're going to stop on row 2 today. And we will get back to it on Wednesday. Alright, crafty cats and kittens, this is Faith signing off.